Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized. This is the conversation. And for those of you who do not know, my name is Janet Taylor. I am the host, and I am starting off not only the month, but the week, and also the quarter, just having a one on one with you and talking about some ways in order for you to liberate yourself from clutter. Because if you don't already know, here in the United States, we are celebrating our Independence Day. And I thought this would be a great time to give you some motivation, some inspiration, and some personal examples of how I am uncluttering my life. I am freeing myself from my own clutter. And I'm going to talk about maybe our home areas, the paperwork, our home office, but also our time. So I want to start with our home. Now, like many of you, March of 2020 came. We were in the unknown, but like you, I wanted to prepare. I just wanted to make sure that my life, but also my pantries were full because sometimes you would go to the store, they wouldn't have what you wanted. Shelves were empty, lines were long, and therefore I made sure pantries were stocked. The issue was a lot of the things in my pantry I didn't eat because I started really transitioning to a lot healthier diet. So therefore the canned goods just sat in the pantry. I kept going back saying, "Oh, I'm going to create this, that." It never happened. So I took maybe less than 30 minutes, went through my pantry, and of course, to my surprise, a lot of the canned goods had expired. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, you can always eat them after your expiration date. And that is true. But when I am donating, I like to donate things that are current and have not expired. And it also made me really think about how I need to going forward just prepare my pantries and my cabinet for food so that I don't waste because I had to throw out, I would say, at least a good 10 cans of canned goods. And that really broke my heart. But then there were those that, of course, I could just take and I could donate, which I'm really excited because we have little, almost like little houses throughout the neighborhood, and they always like you to put non-perishable items. So I felt really good that I was able to at least donate some of the food. So that's one thing you can do is you can either go in a cabinet, either above or underneath, or even a countertop and just kind of clear that area because just doing that will just give you the motivation that you need to move forward to the next area, which sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming. And of course, that area is the paper piles. But even with that, it's just doing a little at a time. You either can do just one pile, maybe something in a bag, something in a tray, something in a box, but do a little at a time and just really talk through it and really ask yourself, do you need some of these things? For example, a list that I made to myself months ago, I don't need it anymore. What about the items that you bought that you're using and you enjoy? Like I've got boots that I bought, I've got a comforter that I bought. I don't need that anymore. And then, of course, sometimes, you have those things that you want to keep just in case. I usually do a mail in ballot, but this one time, unfortunately, the ballot came a little late, so I had to do a provisional ballot. And I have all that paperwork. That was March of 2023. Don't need that anymore. And of course, updates because, as companies merge, I got that information. I don't need it. But what about, even if you're thinking, Janet, okay, going through all those piles is a little bit difficult. Why not just go over a category? For example, the medical information. Maybe you had to visit a mediclinic or mini clinic, or there's so many different terms for them. But do you really need the brochure that kind of tells you what you need to do? Because you're fine now. Or maybe you received updates or a newsletter from your health insurance company. You've read it. There's nothing in there that's really pertaining to you. So you can let that go. And of course, all the other information that we get. So it's just kind of maybe taking a category. Maybe you want to do your medical information. Maybe you want to get that financial information together. Or maybe you're going back to school and you just want to make sure that you have all of that information in order. So that's area two. Next area is the home office. And I'm only just going to suggest really one thing for that home office is if you have these in your home office or even in your home, put them in a bag. Make a note to yourself the next time you're in the vicinity of the place where you can recycle them and let them go. And the same is true for those laptops and those other types of equipment as well. Take the time to actually make some valuable space in your home as well as your home office and donate those items. Then the last thing is we've already talked about the cabinets in our space and our paperwork and our home office. Well, what about your calendar? Do you need to just carve out a little time in your calendar to do the things? It could be something as simple as maybe just spending 15 minutes of shredding, or maybe making sure you make time monthly to recycle things, specifically if you have to take them to a designated location. Or maybe for you, it could be just maybe scheduling some time for you so you can have the energy physically and mentally just to continue to do what you love to do, but also to organize your home and your life. So this coming week, take out your planner, just sit down and just really strategically plan. You already know what hours you're going to work, but now strategically plan all those other things. Just like you plan when you're going to either do grocery shopping online or go in person, when you're either going to do laundry or you're going to maybe send out some cleaning, or even when you have somebody either come in and clean or you do it yourself, make sure that you schedule some valuable time to get organized, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or more, but make sure you make that a priority so that you can live a life that's truly free of clutter. Hope you enjoyed this segment.